He's in the gun. Gibson offset to his right. There's the snap. It's a good snap.
So we're only weeks away from the start of the 2024 NFL season. Everyone is pretty much wrapping up their preseason games. The Patriots, of course, have one more against Commanders as I make this video. But yeah, by all accounts, and look, it has. Patriots so far, they lost against the Eagles, smashed the Panthers. There's not a whole lot you can read into preseason, but a lot of the noise it has been around, of course, who's going to be starting QB for the Patriots. That decision hasn't been made by head coach Maye. And yeah, okay, obviously the word is, and look, I'm obviously not in Boston, so I don't necessarily have my ear to the ground over there to Foxborough, but going by local knowledge and word on through talkback radio, etc., it looks like the word is not good news for Patriots fans. Drake Maye is at the moment Drake Maye, who of course was the third overall pick in the 2024 draft, behind Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels, is looking like a draft bust. I think, and certainly when you see words like that, it's particularly with a franchise, the Patriots, of course, the most successful in the NFL, most Patriots fans, including myself, are not used, born in the 1980s onwards. It's difficult to see, it's hard to see the Patriots being the sort of the unsuccessful team that they were pre-Kraft days, during the Sullivan days. But it looks like, the Patriots might very well be going back into that burrow, excuse the pun, of where they were irrelevant in the AFC East. Is it? But I guess, it is. I mean, is it really true? Is Drake Maye really a draft bust? Have the Patriots just invested a lot of money and time into the man who is ultimately going to be a failure? Look, I guess Drake Maye was not my first choice. I mean, ultimately it was. I mean, obviously we finished third put third in the picking, and I guess Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams are always kind of going to be out of our reach. But yeah, look, having said that, Drake Maye, in his first season at UNC was, showed a lot of talent. I guess, and the Patriots had kept an eye on him for a while, of course, ever since, once Mac Jones, it turns out Mac Jones was not going to be the future. Drake Maye was someone that they had an eye on. I think given, where, everyone knew Chicago was going to get the number one draft, so it was really, there was never really going to be a chance that they were going to get Caleb Williams. I guess it was really down to beating Washington, and Patriots probably won a bit too many games last season, but look, I guess for me, Drake Maye was always going to be deemed at 22. He's still really, really young. He was always going to be considered a bit of a long-term project. That's why, they got in Jacoby Brissett. That's why Bailey Zappi is still hanging around. You still got Joe Milton, who looked pretty good, I thought, against the Carolina Panthers. Of course, Joe Milton, 4 from 6 attempts, 54 yards, with a QB rating of 134.7 when he was on. It is really up in the air, and I guess the question marks also is, it seems like there's not really any direction at the Patriots organization. Gerard Mayo has always been sort of like a more defensive-minded coach, and it's evident to see the Patriots' defense is still looking as great as ever, even without Matthew Judon. But a lot of obviously huge question marks around the offense, and it is looking like if we can get 7 wins this coming season, then that's really, really a plus sign. But when you've got the Bills, who are really with Josh Allen, you've got the Jets, with Aaron Rodgers, they're just they just need a couple of things to click, and then you've got the Miami Dolphins with Tua Tagovailoa. it's very difficult to see how the Patriots are going to compete in that division. And so, yeah, maybe perhaps, I don't know, maybe, I guess you have to remember Tom Brady did almost have a redshirt season before, of course, he got picked, he got sent in to replace, got in, in that famous 2000 season, 2001 season, and yeah, so. Look, I mean, to be honest, Drake. I mean, look. So against the Panthers, Drake made 2 from 3 attempts. He barely played, so I don't think you could really count that. 19 yards, passer rating 84. It is the Eagles. Against the Eagles, we saw a bit more of him. 6 from 11, 47 yards, 1.3. 66.3 rating. Look, 65.3 rating. Look, I thought he looked all right. I mean, it's what to expect. I think. At this stage, it probably the smart choice would be to get Jacoby Brissett to start because he's had the experience there, and then alternating with Brissett and Zappi. But I don't think I think it's way too early to call Drake Maye a bust. I think there is certainly there certainly needs to be a bit more time for him to develop. He was always going to be a long-term project, and I think you need to give him another season. At the same time, though, I guess on the flip side, you draft someone number 3, you expect, and given that the Patriots QB was such a weak position last season, you kind of are hoping to use Drake Maye almost immediately. I mean, no disrespect to Jacoby Brissett, who's solid, but he is, he's not a starting QB he's not the starting QB that the Patriots need to get them into some form of contention in the AFC. And Zappi has kind of proven he's not it. And yeah, the other option is Joe Milton, who has looked pretty good, but really is not. I mean, there has been talk that he's going to be a tight end or wide receiver. So look, the metrics are there for Drake Maye. He is still very raw, but I wouldn't say he's a bust just yet. I think you need to give him another season, and yeah. And look, I guess could we? I mean, we're not going to lose a whole lot. I mean, if we still end up, they could pick another QB, and then it'd be like the Trey Lance situation at the Niners. So look, it remains to be seen. But what are your thoughts? Will Drake Maye start any games for the Patriots in the regular season, or will it be Jacoby Brissett or Bailey Zapps sharing snaps for the Patriots? What are your thoughts on the Patriots? Look, I was going to do a bit more of a preview once the Commanders Patriots game was done, but this kind of forced my hand a bit with this news. So yeah, what are your thoughts? Is Drake Maye already a bust even, before he's barely played a game? I'd like to hear your thoughts on the Patriots doing for the next 20 years. If you like this video, please do like and